Hey YouTube, this is Clutch Situation, and I'm making this video to introduce a Patreon campaign. One of the great things about the channel is that I've been able to network with all of you, and we've been able to have a great time discussing different mechanical pencils, and I've done a wide variety of reviews of different mechanical pencils that I've been able to afford and that I've been interested in. But in communicating with all of you on the channel, I've certainly noticed that many of you have pencils that you'd like to see me review. And unfortunately, I don't always have the funds available in my personal mechanical pencil recreation fund, so to speak, in order to purchase those pencils to review them. And so I thought a Patreon campaign would be a logical way for you to help me to purchase pencils that you might like me to review, and also get a vote on what you would like me to review that would be based upon your contribution level. And so I'm totally new to Patreon. I may be naive and going to totally screw this up, but I want to try to do my best so that those of you who are loyal watchers of the channel can have an opportunity to see some more things on Clutch Situation. And so this is what I've done to get us started. I've made two goals on Patreon. We'll call them Goal 1 and Goal 2. I know, that's a crazy set of names. Goal 1 is $75 per month, and that might be a ridiculous requested level. Okay, but I figure at this stage I might have enough subscribers that it might be possible, and so we're going to try it. And the goal of this first goal is reviews. And here's how I'm going to work it. If you contribute to the Patreon, and I have different rewards set up that I'll talk about here in a second, I will put all the first choices of people who contribute into a hat, draw out pencils that people want reviewed, and once the funding threshold for a particular pencil is met, I will review that pencil on the channel, so that we have, a little bit of a way for people to have their requests made and get drawn out of a hat, so to speak. Now, the more expensive pencils that you request in your top choices, the harder it's going to be for me to obtain the funds to select that, even if I draw it out of the hat. And so if you put for your number one request a Porsche design pencil, I'm going to tell you right now, the odds of me being able to purchase that and review it are going to be slim to none. But maybe there's another pencil, a more economical pencil, or a really cool pencil that you think that I should just have, even if I've reviewed it before, like you really appreciate the design or something. I'm open to all those sorts of suggestions. And so the first goal is going to be based upon getting more reviews on the channel so that I can purchase some pencils that you're going to request that I review. And that way I'll be able to try them out as well. Goal number 2, which goes up to $150 per month, and I know that also might be equally ridiculous, will be channel improvements goal. And you know what? I get it. We may never get to this level. You may not contribute anything, and that's okay. I'm not going to stop producing content if the Patreon doesn't produce, but this might be a way for me to get some more content on the channel. And so I'm always going to be posting mechanical pencil reviews here. If you choose to contribute nothing, that's awesome. But if you'd like to contribute something, this might be able to be a way for me to get more content onto the channel. So what do I mean by channel improvements? Well, many of you have probably noticed that my video setup is pretty low tech. Pretty much all I'm doing is focusing a desk lamp onto the area to get as much light as possible, and using my smartphone to take the videos. You've probably also noticed that I do it all in one take because I don't really have access to video editing software, and I know that there might be some very basic video editing software on my phone, but without some incentive for me to really dive into the technical side of it, it's really, really hard for me to be able to edit my videos. And so at this goal level, the purpose would be for me to make improvements to the channel, get better lighting schemes, get better video editing software, get books where I can learn a little bit more about video editing, and so that is another possibility. Now, what about rewards? Well, I don't want to post any rewards that I can't guarantee. And so all of these starting rewards, and I may add more if the response is good, are going to be based upon you being able to get your choices for reviews up to the top of the queue depending upon what you contribute. Now, for those of you who are familiar with Patreon, just the minimal amount of stuff that I've been able to learn just in setting up the campaign and perusing it is that on Patreon you set up a monthly amount in which it is continually deducted or charged to your credit card or whatever it is that you would contribute to the campaign. You could do $5 a month, you could do $10 a month, you could do $100 per month, and so the other thing about it, though, is that even if you set up a recurring payment, you can cancel your Patreon payment at any time. And so there is a way for you to do one-time contributions. Like, for example, if you were to set up a one-time $50 contribution, then after that comes out of your checking or charged to your credit card, you could just cancel on Patreon. And so that could be a way for you to do a one-time contribution. And so first reward that I'm going to do is for people who contribute $10 or more recurring for at least 3 months. I'm going to move your requested review to the top, assuming that I can get the funds to purchase it. Okay, so for example, if you do this and you select a mechanical pencil that you want me to review that costs $50, it's going to be, 5+ months due to Patreon fees before I'm going to get the money to actually be able to do that. But this would be a way for you to contribute lower amounts, and if you do it over time, I can move you to the top of the queue for these sorts of things. Number 2, if you contribute $25 or more per month, no matter how many months you do it 1 month, you do it 2 months, you do it 3 months, I will once again do the same thing and move your requested review to the top of the queue. And once again, this assumes the funds. Now notice with this reward, you'll be able to get it multiple times. So let's say you pledge $25 2 months in a row. In each of those months, as soon as I meet the threshold for your pencil, I will review it. And so there's no more of the randomization like pulling out of the hat thing. Okay? And then number 3, if you pledge $50 either one time or recurring, you immediately go to the top of the queue, once again, assuming that I get the funds to actually purchase the pencil. Okay. Now, I'm new to this. I don't know if these rewards are insulting or ridiculous. I'm not intending it to be that, but I'm just trying to give some incentives for people who are willing to make donations over time, small donations over time, incentives for people who are willing to make larger donations, and leave some suggestions in the comments if you have Patreon or if you know people who do Patreon. I have a limited amount of time to do these sorts of things, but I just thought that this might be a way for us to get some more content on the channel and to make some improvements to the channel. And so I will leave a link to the Patreon, of course, in the description of this video. And let me know what I can do to improve. And hopefully we can get some capital going that I can use to continue to make the channel better and better. Thanks for watching, and please consider contributing.